Hi everyone, and welcome to DIYing to Craft. My name is Sabrina, and I'm so happy you're here. If you're finding my channel for the first time, I hope you'll stay connected by liking, subscribing, and clicking the notification bell. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. Help me grow here on YouTube by liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing with your friends. Now it's time to craft. Almost everything I used for this Cousin It wreath came from my craft stash, but it was originally from the Dollar Tree. I used one hula skirt, an 8-inch wreath frame, some old sunglasses. I show zip ties and random chunks of foam, but I don't end up using them. And then I have this St. Patrick's Day hat. I start by breaking down the foam and using it to measure the amount of hat I'll need. I thought I was going to use this foam as kind of a support system, but I don't end up doing that. I cut this hat kind of in half, although the side I end up using is just under half. You can kind of see there. And because I'm repurposing this old green hat, and I want it to be black, I break out my chalk paint and I just give it a coat of black chalk paint. If you have a black hat, or if you prefer spray paint or any other kind of paint, you could do that instead. While the chalk's drying, I'm going to connect the skirt to the frame. I thought I was going to use the zip ties, but I decided against it. So instead I just tied it off. The skirt is assembled on, it looks like a piece of twine. So I just went ahead and tied off one end, and I'll zigzag it across the frame, loop it through the frame itself, and just keep doing that until I get to the end. If you would prefer, you could wrap the frame in yarn or maybe in some twine or rope, and then you could just glue the skirt to it. I decided against that, but that could be a good way of doing it too. These skirts are pretty sparse, so if you want your wreath to be pretty thick, you'll have to use 2 of them. I only end up using 1, and I think it turns out okay, but if you wanted it a little thicker, I would recommend using 2 skirts. Had a little bit of trouble getting the twine and the rest of the skirt to come through. But once I do, I get it all lined up, and then I just tie off the other end. Now I need to attach the sunglasses, and for this I'm just going to get some pipe cleaners. I have a bag of miscellaneous chunks from other projects. Some of it's repurposed, some of it's new and it was just cut down. So I'm going to use just a couple of these taupey colored pipe cleaners to attach it to the back of the frame. Just looping it around and then securing it as best I can. Any of the excess I'm kind of just tucking into the frame itself and into the hula skirt. If you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know that I mostly just craft for myself or for gifts. I don't sell them. If this was something you were going to sell, I would say you would probably want to tuck those in there a little better or be a little bit more thorough in the way that you attach it. And now I dug through my ribbon stash to see if I could find something that had a Halloween flair to it. And I found this orange spider web ribbon. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. If you have something that you prefer, I think it would look cool with any kind of ribbon, actually. Whatever you like, whatever you prefer. I'm just going to hot glue it onto the hat. I didn't wait for the paint to fully dry on this hat because it's felt. It kind of took a long time to dry. So you'll see me continuously wiping my hands because the black paint is getting on my fingers. Just use a little hot glue. Now I have to figure out how I'm going to attach this hat to the frame. So I decide that I am going to use this little pokey tool. It kind of looks like something that you would have from the dentist or something, but it's in my craft stash, so I used it to make a hole in the side of the felt hat. Then I just ran a pipe cleaner through those holes. I end up using the foam after all. I use it to just like stack up and then set the frame on top of it so that I can attach the hat that's got that brim. I'm going to poke a hole in the top of the hat. For some reason, the little pokey tool that I had wasn't working, so I had to get my needle nose pliers there. Using the foam again just to prop up the frame. The foam wasn't tall enough, so I went and found this plastic basket that I have. And I know it's kind of a hard angle, but I just used the pipe cleaner that I poked through the top to wrap around the top of the wreath frame and just attach it. I kind of just wrapped it around the frame, wrapped it around the other piece of pipe cleaner that I had going across, and then just looped the excess chunks into the frame itself, kind of wrapping it around a few times just for some extra security. And there you go. Cousin It. And now I'm going to make a ghost solar light. To make this, I'm repurposing a laundry detergent jug. I just cut off the top lip. My craft knife here is pretty dull, so I would recommend using a sharper craft knife, or perhaps using a heat gun to warm up the plastic and then cut. Or if you have one of those heated tools that can cut through plastic, you could use that too, although I would recommend doing so in a well-ventilated area. Now you have to clean off the writing. And if you have a tried and true method, please share it in the comments. I used rubbing alcohol and a paper towel and a lot of elbow grease. And then for the other side, I tried rubbing alcohol and one of those magic erasers. The magic eraser worked a little bit better, although it still involved a lot of elbow grease. Once you've got it all cleaned off, then you can draw on whatever pattern you want. Here I'm just doing a standard ghost face. And then I cut out the circles. I tried a different craft knife thinking that one might be sharper, but no. Last year, I made a jack-o'-lantern version of this, and this year I really wanted to do ghosts. And when I saw my laundry detergent jugs, I thought they would be the perfect item to use and repurpose for this project. So you just measure out the pipe for the bottom of your light, draw it out, cut it out. I also recommend poking some drainage holes too. Here I'm just sticking the light through it, testing it out to see how well it'll fit. It was a little bit snug, so I had to persuade it. And there we go. That's what it looks like in the daylight with my jack-o'-lanterns that I did last year. And that's what it looks like at night. Thank you for watching.